Hey guys, I want to show you this WR60X26866 refrigerator evaporator fan. Um, my fan motor in my GE refrigerator just went out, so it's getting a little warm in there, and I need to replace the fan. So this is the fan that I picked off of Amazon. This is the evaporator fan that's going to go in the back of your fridge. You can see here this has 9 blades. This is going to replace the fan that comes in your GE refrigerator. This should have 3 blades in it. This new fan is designed for better airflow, so hopefully you won't have this issue again. You see here, this is the GE refrigerator that I'm going to replace the fan in. I'm going to show you here the temperature is currently set to 64 degrees, which is definitely not cold enough. This should be at least 37 degrees at the highest, but it's definitely not. So first things first you want to do is you want to clear out all the items in your fridge. It only has to be the bottom layer. And then you want to just go ahead and pull these out, which is very easy. You just pull them and then kind of lift and they'll pop right out. You see here there are screws. All you have to do after you get these things out is to pull these screws. So the top layer right there, that shelf just comes right out very easily. Same with the drawer, it's the same situation where you pull and pull up, they'll pop out. For this edge, you have to take out 2 screws, and you want to be careful because there are cables connected to the front of it. But after you pull those out, it should be very easy. I used a flathead here to pop off this cover on the plug for the fan. This is very easy to come off, didn't take much pressure at all. So after you have these all pulled out, you're going to go ahead and pull out the sides. There is a screw on each side. After you take the screw out, you just pull the side piece towards you and it should slide right out. So after we have the side pieces out, we're going to have to take out this back piece. These are the vents where the cold air is going to come into the drawers. So all we need to do is pull out the 5 screws that are locking this down. And just like that, you can finally reach the fan that is located all the way in the back of the refrigerator. You see here's the old one. It's got 3 blades and it is no longer working. So to replace this, first after we pull it out, we have to take off this shoe right here. This it's like a silicone shoe. This easily comes off the old fan. After you have this rubber shoe off, just putting it onto the new fan is very easy. It just slides right in. It's the same shape, so there shouldn't be any kind of issues with size. You want to make sure that this is facing the correct direction, so go ahead and plug it in first and feel the air and make sure that it is blowing up. The correct position is the fan should blow up towards the top of the refrigerator, while the little feet on the sleeve holding the fan should be on the bottom. Then once you got that all situated and correct, go ahead and feed the wires through the little hole on the side of the sleeve, and it should just slide right in. Now you can feed the wires back through the holes and plug the fan into the refrigerator. Next step is putting everything back together. So after you have your new fan installed, just go ahead and slap that backboard back in and put in those 5 screws. The side boards should be easy to screw back in. It's the same process. You want to make sure the side piece lines up with the side. You'll slide it back into place and screw it back in. So once you have the first piece screwed in, you're going to repeat the same process on the other side with the side panel. As you can see, I'm using a hand tool. You can use a power drill, but I don't think it's very necessary. After that, you just lay on the top, and there's 2 screws on each side of the side pieces. But before you put those in, you want to make sure that you reconnect the cable for the front piece. It's only going to fit one way, so there's no way that you could put it in wrong. And then you want to feed that cable back into the hole, and it will just lay right back on top, and you should have no problem screwing it back in. As always, you want to make sure that everything lines up before you start screwing. You don't want it to be in a different position from where you started. So after you have everything assembled, you can start putting in your drawers. This is the bottom one. You see it's very easy to put back in. It just slides in if you put it in at an angle. And then you see here, it just like that, goes right back in. The same thing with the top 2 drawers. Same thing, if you come in at an angle, it'll slide right back in. So after you have everything assembled back in your fridge, you can put your food back in, and then you want to give it a couple hours before you test the temperature. After a couple of hours, I tested again, and you see I'm back down to 37 degrees, which is exactly where we want to be.